2018, we took ownership, and then we started to transform it. So what you see here is, I think, is a perfect example of urban renewal. We took something that was abandoned, something that was blighted, and made it into something that you see here that's being used by people on an everyday basis. And so the community center itself is partly an event venue, partly a community organizing space, and then a restaurant all at the same time. And we have a preschool that serves people from all across the socioeconomic spectrum. So we have people who are on vouchers and may not be able to afford the opportunity. Then we have people who come from pretty affluent backgrounds. So that diversity and being able to mix is pretty much what the community center is all about. And we're walking into the auditorium space, and when we were starting to build this and really asking the community what they wanted, interestingly enough, there was not room for banquets and large receptions and weddings. So this is just our auditorium space. On Sundays, our youth services happens here. But again, we've had dance recitals, we've had weddings, we've had business retreats. This can fit about 650 people in a variety of different settings. When we're thinking about educational attainment, is how are you setting the foundation for students? How are they getting the building blocks of their learning experience from very early stages? And so what we did, we set up STEAM Academy, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, aged from birth on to pre-K. We want kids to have some playtime, both in wintertime and summertime, so we made sure that we built an indoor playground. But that was a really, really quick view of the community center. It's a multi-million-dollar facility that we, as a church organization, was very happy to invest in the city because it's well worth it.
You were born and raised in Indianapolis, Indiana. How did you even end up in Lafayette? Because I know most of us from Indianapolis don't even come to Lafayette. So
it was my dream to run as far away from Indiana as possible. So I went to Purdue University, and even the selection of going to Purdue, I wanted to go to an HBCU, but that's a whole other story. But went to Purdue University. After going to Purdue, I decided to enter education. The reason why I wanted to go into education, higher education, was because as a first-generation college student, I knew that I wanted to help people that were in situations like mine really navigate the college process. I didn't know anything about college. I didn't know where to go, how to go, about applying, financial aid, any of that. And I saw the opportunity that education gave me in my life, even at that time, just after graduation, and I wanted to do the same for other people coming from behind me. I stayed at Purdue University, started there as an assistant director of admission, gradually kind of moved up the ranks, got my master's in education, and then from there went to Carnegie Mellon and was an associate director of admission at Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh. While there, I realized that I wanted to do something to help people get from point A to point B. I feel like that's the calling upon my life. I feel like that's where I'm on this earth, and the talents that I've been given is to help other people advance in their life. And I was doing that through education. While in Pittsburgh, the community center that we're sitting in right now was being formed and being forged, and they asked me to lead the project from the ground up. And so I left a really promising opportunity in education. I love my job. I love being able to get people into a higher educational institution. But there's something special about being able to be a big part of a place that's really going to affect people, not just for 4 years of their life, but literally for decades. This place will be standing long after I've left it. And to say that I had an instrumental part of it was something that I think that was an opportunity couldn't pass up.
What has it meant to you to be a director of a community center where there's probably not a lot of African American people here, and you're a black man working at a very nice community center? What has that meant to you?
Wow, it's amazing. Even just hearing you say that question, I think about all the people that have helped me kind of get to this point. People who have poured into my life and invested in my life, And I feel like I have a responsibility to continue to pass that on. And so when thinking about directing the center, again, kind of going back to what I feel like my life goals are, and my life, my life calling is to being able to help people. I want people to resonate with my story. I mean, I didn't come from the richest family or the most entitled background, but knowing that there are people behind this community center who are living not even paycheck to paycheck, who are in equal housing projects that have to live off of assistance because of just their economic situation. I went there yesterday, played with some of the kids that were there, and I saw myself in them. And so when you think about young kids that age who may not be able to see someone at some level that they may want to get to, when you see that person, when you're able to identify with their story, that starts something stirring in you where I can get out of my situation, or I can change my life, or I can do this. Some things that people may have never said that they were being, or people who that they may have never thought that they would been able to do. And so being that that example for folks in their life, that's what that means. Even beyond the title, you can throw the title away, but if I can be that example for some little kids, that's what it's all about.
What do you hope your children gain from you being the director of a large center?
A heart for serving. We have a food pantry here. And every week, especially during this COVID piece, that we've seen up to 150 families in this community receive about 3 or 4 days worth of food. And my children, at least the older ones, they're here with me packing food, saying hi to people from a socially distanced way, seeing us pray for people, because those seeds of caring, of empathy, of understanding, one, it keeps us humble, and two, it helps us understand what our place here is in society. I remember when I was young, and my grandmother, our grandmother, I remember people coming into her home and she not knowing who those people are, giving them a hot dog, giving them food, probably literally giving them the shirt off their back. And those seeds that she sowed in me, even though she may not have known it, that has resulted in what you see right here. And so I'm happy to think that even though she's not here with us on earth, she still has an impact in what's going on. And when people step in here, I want them to feel a sense of ownership, whether or not they're coming here for a business meeting or they're coming here for food for a few days. So I think that's one thing that stands out, is just the beauty of it all. The second thing is the way in which we treat people. Yes, you may be able to go and get the same exact box of food, or for example, we have a Celebrate Recovery program where people who are have a variety of different addictions or have some things in their life that's holding them back from going to their next step forward, whether it's shopping addictions or past divorce, or maybe they're getting out of an abusive relationship. The relationships that we make with people, that's most important. And so, yeah, you may be able to get the exact same lesson somewhere, or you may be able to get have your business meeting somewhere else, or maybe get the same box of food in another place. But how you treat people, the relationships that you make, and when you show that you have a genuine care, a genuine concern for people, that makes all the difference in the world. It's relationships. And so that's what I hope that they get. One, they feel like it's welcome. Two, that the relationships that are given. And then, oh yeah, three, the actual thing that they're coming for, whether it's the grief recovery or the food pantry, or coming here for a wedding reception. So we've got on Facebook, we are River City, I think just facebook.com/River City Community Center. So you can find our page there. Our Twitter is RCC_Lafayette. And we're located, if I can go ahead and give my address, 2842 Old US 231 South, Lafayette. If you're in the area, if you want to come by, you don't have to have an appointment. You just want to come hang out with a friend. I promise you, even in this COVID environment, we are cleaning and sanitizing everything extremely thoroughly. You will probably not find a cleaner community center, I think, anywhere in a general area. Just grab a cup of coffee, hang out with some friends, or you can come to definitely one of our programs. Or better yet, you can come volunteer and serve right alongside of us. We'd love to see that happen.